Is this the last ride? Is this it for Sam Howell and Ron Rivera and Eric Bieniemy? One, all three, two of them. Let's see. Let's talk about it here in your Daily Commanders update for 4 January. Let's go. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to your Daily Commanders update here on Ref the District. I am the Stoner. We are a proud member of the Believe Network. And you know what? It just hit me. This is the last Daily Commanders update for the 2023 season. How crazy is that? Tomorrow on Friday, we have our game preview for the Cowboys. And then, of course, we've got Sunday. We've got your play-by-play live stream. You got to be there for that. Instant reaction right after. And most likely on Monday, we'll have an Instapod for what's going to happen on Black Monday, January 8th with Ron Rivera, Eric Bieniemy, so on and so forth. So the content's not over. We're always going to be here every Wednesday night live to do our live show, our flagship program. Always. That never stops. The content's not going to stop either. We're going to constantly be putting stuff out. We've got some amazing stuff planned for this offseason, talking about how to rebuild a franchise. Of course, you're going to have to dive into the GM search, the coach search, the quarterback search, the draft, free agency, offensive line, all that good stuff. So we're going to dive all into that this offseason. You can't get rid of us that easy. If you are watching here on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate all of you. If you are listening via audio on any of the platforms that you normally would, leave a rating and review. Leave us a 5-star or a 4-star if you got some issues with us. But always check us out. It helps, and we appreciate all of you. Look, we got some cool stuff to get into here on the last DCU, Daily Commanders update for the 2023 season. The first thing really that we got to talk about is is this game on Sunday the last stand, the last hurrah, the last we're ever going to see of this, I think, kind of a trio that were married this offseason, which is Ron Rivera, Eric Bieniemy, and Sam Howell. Right? This is what the entire season was built upon. It was Ron brought in the offensive coordinator to fix the offense, got rid of Scott Turner, brought in Eric Bieniemy, says fix the offense. Eric Bieniemy said, okay, I'm going to do it with that quarterback, Sam Howell, and it definitely has not worked. It worked for a nice chunk of time there in the middle of the season when the offense was balling, Sam was balling, and we thought he was the future, but it definitely has not worked out here. So is this the last stand? Is it the last stand for all of them? Is it the last stand for one of them or only two of them? I think we all have a pretty good idea. Come Monday, Ron Rivera is going to be out of a job. Look, he'll be fine. He can do whatever he wants. Maybe he gets kicked up into the front office for some stuff, which I think would be okay as long as it's not in charge of drafting or free agency. I think we're all pretty much in agreement that Eric Bieniemy is going to be gone. If you get rid of your head coach, you're not going to keep his coordinators. I don't care if Eric Bieniemy's only been here 1 year. Eric Bieniemy might get fired up, which means he might get fired to get a head coaching job somewhere else. Good for him. It's not going to be here. I can tell you that much. And so he's going to be out. They're not going to retain any assistants. The whole thing's going to get totally cleaned out. You don't want him to keep any assistants. You don't want Josh Harris, who is going to fire Ron Rivera, you don't want him making coaching decisions. Get the GM in here, and that GM will make all the coaching decisions. So Ron's gone. Eric Bieniemy's gone. Is Sam Howell gone? That is going to be a huge, huge debate this offseason on whether or not Washington is going to keep Sam Howell. Are they going to keep him as a bridge? Are they going to keep him as a quarterback of the future? Are they going to keep him to compete for a job? Are they going to keep him to be a backup? Who knows? All those scenarios are in play for this Sunday. But if you're asking me what they're going to do, most likely, Sam's gone. Ron's gone, Eric Bieniemy's gone, and Sam's gone. He's not going to get traded. They're just going to release him. That's what I'm betting on. And if you're a bettor, the NFL playoffs are right around the corner, and the NBA season is in full swing. BetOnline has you covered with all the up-to-date up to the second odds, news, and scores. With additional odds, lines, trends, and info on both desktop and mobile, you can access the world's best wagering information anytime. Head there today to get into the action and see all the updated odds. Remember to use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. So I'd love to hear what everybody has to say about those three after the Dallas game. Is this the last stand for all of them? Is this the last stand for two of them? Is this the last stand for only one of them? Will Howell be back? I just think you're crazy if you think that Ron Rivera, we all know he's gone. You think that Eric Bieniemy is not going to be gone as well. Of course he is. He's out of here. But you may have a different opinion yourself. But let's talk about kind of this upcoming game just a little bit. When we talk about what to expect, we'll get into the game preview tomorrow. Do you expect them to have a different philosophy? 17 weeks, they've had the same philosophy. Throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it. What makes us think that on this particular game that all of a sudden they're going to start running the ball? That's a question that we definitely have. Let me get to that stat here real quick. It's interesting. Listen, we've been screaming about it from the mountaintops this whole year. Ever since game 2, we thought, wow, he sure does throw the ball a lot with a guy who shouldn't be throwing the ball a lot. The Ravens have 516 rush attempts. That's number 1. And you want to say, oh, they always get out to these big leads, and that's why they run the ball. Watch the games. That's not what happens. They run the ball a lot because they're good at running it. That's why they're number 1. Compared to the Commanders, have run the ball 342 times. That's last, 32nd in the league. And again, if you want to say that they're always behind, so they're going to be throwing the ball a lot, sure. Look at the first half stats. Look at the stats to when they're within 4 points or in the lead. They're still throwing the ball. That's Bieniemy's philosophy. And we've talked about it quite a bit in terms of he's treating Sam Howell as though he's a veteran quarterback, and he's not. He's a young quarterback trying to figure it out, and you're throwing him out there and telling him to figure it out like he's a veteran. And I think that's a huge mistake, because when you look at Washington, as it said in that stat, last in rushing attempts on the year, they averaged 21.4 rush attempts on the year. But you know what's crazy? Their yards per attempt, their yards per rush attempt, they average 4.5 yards per carry, per attempt. You know where that ranks? 7th. They have the 7th best rushing attack in terms of yards per attempt. So you can't say they're no good at it. They are good at it. Both Robinson and Gibson were over 4 yards per carry. As a team, they're at 4.7. Just think if they had a sustained rushing attack the entire year and didn't throw the ball almost 70% of the time. These games could have been completely different. But instead, you let Sam get sacked. You had an offensive line who can't pass block. You had, all these sacks, and then that leads to all these interceptions. And now you got a shot quarterback, and now you're in the neighborhood. Now you're in the find a quarterback neighborhood this offseason. And I think that has a lot to do with Eric Bieniemy's philosophy. He wasn't about to change. He could not adapt to what he had in front of him, the talent or lack of talent, however you want to phrase it, what he had in front of him. Instead, he said, you're running my offense, period. And he didn't say, you know what, maybe I need to adjust my offense so that we don't get Sam killed, so that we don't get his confidence shot. And he was unwilling to do that, and that's why they're last in attempts, yet 7th in rushing yards per attempt. 7th. Think about the teams that they're ahead of. They're ahead of Buffalo and Green Bay and Kansas City and Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, who you know always runs the ball, and Dallas and Seattle, Tennessee with Derrick Henry. All of these teams, Cleveland, who's known for their rushing attack. All of these teams are behind Washington in yards per rush attempt. I think that's just astounding that here we are talking about that in week 18, and that's why you're going to see a lot of guys out of a job. All right, now another crazy stat. Again, we talk a lot about who's at fault for this offense, who's at fault for all these people getting fired, who's at fault for Sam not being the guy. Is it the line? Is it Ron Rivera? Is it Bieniemy's philosophy? Is it Sam Howell's just not that guy? And a lot of people want to blame it on the line. Look, there's a lot of stats out there. You can pick and choose all your stats that you want to decide what you think is the real issue with this offense and Sam getting sacked and him throwing the interceptions, all of these things. Here's one to add to that, and do with it what you will. Per Zachary Kruger, which he does some great statistical breakdown. One common pro Howell argument is he'll be better with an improved offensive line. With one game to go, PFF numbers, again, take it for what it's worth. Howell, when playing from a clean pocket. Clean pocket. That means the offensive line has done their job. His passing grade is 34th. His passer rating is 29th. His pass attempts are 5th. His completion percentage is 32nd. Yards per attempt, 36th. Average depth of target, 31st. Means he's going deep. Turnover worthy percentage is 17th and adjusted completion percentage, 78. Now, look, that's just a lot of numbers, right? The point is, when Sam has had a clean pocket this year, he has not performed well. So if you want to blame the offensive line, there's one stat to say, maybe it's not the offensive line. Maybe it's just Sam's not good in a clean pocket. Who knows? I'm not putting all the blame on Sam. I'm not putting all the blame on Bieniemy. I'm not putting it all on Rivera. All of these things are combined to turn into the offense that we ended up seeing here throughout the year, especially the second half of the year when everything just went, woo. All right, and then last couple of things. You want a tank? It looks like you're getting a full tank. So you like the tank? As JP Finley says today, I get the vibe a lot of Commanders veterans won't play this weekend. And when you look at the not practicing today, John Allen, Kendall Fuller, Cam Curl, Curtis Samuel, Christian Holmes, and Tariq Castro Fields, they should be playing. They may be injured, but those are not veterans who are going to be sitting out. But we've already talked about all the other veterans who have not been playing with Charles Leno, Andrew Wiley. You might not see even guys like Brian Robinson. On defensively, you may see some other guys who are not going to play. The tank is on. You wanted the tank. The tank is in full effect right now. And here is from Seth Walder, the updated chances to earn the number 2 pick per ESPN analytics. This is not if they lose, this is their chance. This is just right now, what is their chances based on who's playing, who's not playing all around the league. You see all kinds of changes happen. Guys, Kansas City guys aren't playing. San Francisco guys, Cleveland guys aren't playing. Certain quarterbacks aren't playing all over the league. So here are the updated analytics that the Commanders have a 76% chance of getting the number 2 pick. So if you're a tanker, if you're a fan of the tank, you should be ecstatic about that. You should be absolutely ecstatic about Washington getting a 76% chance to get that pick. But listen, hey, one thing that we can promise you here on Ref the District, that no matter what, we're going to love our Commanders. We're going to follow our Commanders. We're going to give you all the information on the Commanders. But better than that, we're going to give you all the opinions about the Commanders and what's going to happen. Again, as I said, we've got great stuff coming this offseason. Wait till you see all of that. Don't forget, for the rest of this week, tomorrow we've got your game preview for the Cowboys. We'll dig a little bit deeper into what to expect on Sunday. And, of course, stop by on Sunday for the live stream, the last live stream play-by-play of the year. There may be some alcohol involved. we'll have our instant reaction right after. And of course, on Monday, which is Black Monday, a lot of coaches getting fired. We expect Ron Rivera to be one of them. We'll have a breaking news Instapod for that. And don't forget, always Wednesday, every Wednesday, we will be on live at 7:30 p.m. and you got to join us. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. As always, we appreciate all of you. If you're listening on audio, make sure you leave a rating and review. Appreciate you always. And this has been brought to you by BetOnline. And until next time, Commanders fans, always be a fan.